Okay, the cross-examination of BBB started today and went on smoothly, but the defense got to a point where they needed documents to confront the witness, and those documents have been applied for. The CTC have been applied for, but not obtained yet. So based on that, an adjournment was granted to the 21st and 22nd of May, and we pray and hope that we'll get the documents so that we will continue with our cross-examination. So that's essentially what happened.
Straight to this very news because there's no time to waste. Many of you must have seen what is going on or what has happened today at the Federal High Court in Abuja, the capital territory of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. So this is the transcription of the cross-examination proceedings which Nnamdi Kanu's legal team, led by Chief Kanu Agabi-san, queried the so-called witness of the government/DSS, and my people, the reverse has become the case. So without further ado, let us read in details. From beginning, Nnamdi Kanu's court update, 14 May 2025. The defense team, led by Kanu Agabi, introduces his team of lawyers. I want to read in full details and then we will briefly analyze it before the end of the broadcast. Witness BBB Triple B has been called into the dock, Ebane Uchia, where he will be masked according to what the DSS want, or should I say what the government want. They don't want the world to see who is coming to tender false witness against Mwachineke, Nnamdi Kanu. So let us proceed. Witness Triple B stated and tendered a medical report indicating the cause of death of Ahmed Gulak. You see where they are starting? Shameless people. Very shameless people. Ahmed Gulak. What is the business of Nnamdi Kanu with Ahmed Gulak? Because they don't know what they fan onye sinenu nada ona agaka omalu mo wuri for ya agodo at least ko hare go nwe ife na soft landing. How can you kidnap somebody from another country and rendition him to the zoo? You kidnap Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya and rendition him back to the zoo because you laid allegation on him of committing treasonable offense and terrorism. And then you have abandoned your case, your treasonable offense case, your terrorism case, and now you are talking about what, unalived Ahmed Gulak. You see, you are now, the case has become Ahmed Gulak, because they cannot defend the allegation of treason. They cannot defend the allegation of terrorism. That is the reason why Ahmed Gulak has become the order of the day. Even after Nnamdi Kanu has rubbished them, carpeted them with a single broadcast he made while he was still in the United Kingdom, which I also posted just a couple of days ago. They are searching and shopping for evidence. That's why they went to burn over 20 trucks in Omuna just the other day, in order for them to see if that one can walk, if it can fly. And they quickly paid Amnesty International Nigeria to publish it. They said that it was allegedly done by IPOB ESN. Within 12 hours, Amnesty International shamelessly came up with such report. Within 12 hours of the incident. How did you know? When did you conduct your investigation to confirm that it was IPOB ESN that did it? Shame. Because Nigeria government has pumped in money. Amnesty International become a tool in the hands of the zoo government. Shame on you, Amnesty International. Shame, shame on you. You have lost your credibility. And now they have seen that one cannot fly. There is another sit at home. Let me use this opportunity to remind us. There is sit at home which is coming on the 29th and 30th of this month of May, which we are going to remember our fallen heroes. This very 2-day sit at home was issued by the Biafra Defense Forces. Trust me now, the zoo is going to use this opportunity to do something, just as they did the other day that we had Kanu Day. So be careful, be very, very careful. Don't allow anybody to deceive you. I saw some people writing in the comment section, Biafra Unite, we are now in the government. We are now in the government. Shame unto you. Let me speak English. I don't know, maybe you're not an Igbo person. Maybe you don't even understand the Igbo. Maybe to come and write trash on my comment section. We are now in the government, as if you started being in the government today. Is it today that you started being in the government? We have been in the government since 2023, and you are coming in 2025 to remind me that we are not in a government. You are in a government. Today is 14th. Your so-called government has not issued any directive concerning 30th of May, which is very, very sacrosanct in our land and in our lives. The day we celebrate our fallen heroes that usher the way to the freedom that we are expecting to start enjoying anytime soon. You don't even have shame to come and tell me you are now in the government. As if not today can form a government. Now, witness BB stated and tendered a medical report indicating the cause of death of Ahmed Gulag. Transcription of cross-examination proceedings, witness Triple B. Agabi, you obtained a video statement from the defendant. Witness, yes, my lord. Agabi is Lord, audio okay like that. Very, very important. Then Agabi, in that statement, only the defendant and his lawyers were visible. Is a question. And the witness Triple B said, yes. Now, Agabi, the video was not complete. Are we able to see those who conducted the interview? Were you wearing mask? Witness, I cannot remember, my lord. Oh, you cannot remember. You cannot remember if you wore mask to interrogate Nnamdi Kanu in your own DSS office. You can't remember, and you are a witness, and you claim to be among those that interrogated him. Such an incident, such a memorable incident, you can no longer remember whether you wore mask or not, and you're a witness. You cannot remember. And let me tell the zoo and their terrorist agency known as the DSS, I must remind you that I don't know, I am not aware, and in conclusion, ignorance is never an excuse in the court of law. Ignorance of law is not an excuse in the court of law. If you don't know, you don't know. It's not my business. It's not the business of Nnamdi Kanu. Once you say, I don't know, or I cannot remember, any other thing other than the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu has become a travesty of justice. Very simple as ABCD. Now let's continue. Agabi, for how long was the defendant in detention before you made the video? Witness, I don't know. I'm not aware of his long detention, my lord. The defendant has been kept alone in cell all by himself. I want you to outline here, because there is an argument of solitary confinement. This is the testimony of the defendant. I wish I can do a live broadcast on this, maybe tomorrow. Now, witness, I don't know. I am not aware of his long detention, my lord. And he didn't end there. He said, the defendant has been kept alone in cell by himself. Look at it here. The defendant has been kept alone in cell all by himself. All by himself. All by himself. This is another case of his own. By now, Nigeria government should be in prison. DSS, if he's a human being, if DSS is a person, he or she should be in prison by this time for violating the international laws and human rights abuses. they should be in prison by now. And those who participated in because DSS is not a human being, Nigeria government is not a human being, then those who participated in this criminal act, in this heinous crime, should be in jail, not Nnamdi Kanu. Now, after the witness has made this confession unaware, now look at Chief Agabi, but you must understand that solitary confinement is punishment. Did you see that? People who know law are speaking, so others must listen. Solitary confinement is punishment. Now, if that's what you mean, it's a punishment. Did you kept him in solitary confinement because he is a danger to himself or the society? Now, look at witness. Witness said, I'm not aware he was in solitary confinement. How could you be aware? Because you don't know. God has already put the word in your mouth. You have already said it. You see? God has put the words in your mouth. You said that he was in the cell all by himself. He's here. Look at it. The defendant has been kept alone in cell all by himself. So what else do you mean? You don't know if he was in solitary confinement. Are you a fool? Are you a coward? Are you an illiterate? Don't you know the meaning of solitary confinement anywhere? I don't know if this person is a Fulani man or Igbo man. I don't know. He claimed to be a DSS officer. Do you know the meaning of solitary confinement? The actual meaning of solitary confinement is an isolation of a prisoner. A very simple term. An isolation, or a person, a prisoner being isolated in a very separate cell as a result of punishment. As a result of punishment. That is solitary confinement. So when you isolate him, you said here that he was kept in a cell all by himself. That is solitary confinement. So how can you come here again and say that you are not aware if he was in a solitary confinement? So you don't know the meaning of solitary confinement? When you have already said it yourself. Without anybody questioning you, you have said it. Now, Agabi, you subjected Nnamdi Kanu to solitary confinement. Witness, I'm not aware of how long the defendant has been in detention. Oh, you don't know. Again, ignorance of law is never an excuse. This man has peed in his own pant. On your own mama in a panty. Now, Mr. Agabi, do you know the minimum days to keep someone in solitary confinement? Witness, from United Nations. Oh, so you know what is you in with idea. Now United Nations with a law. You also are aware that the same law in the United Nations prohibit a state traveling to another state, another country to kidnap somebody and rendition him to their own state. You know that it's against the United Nations law. So Ima, you know that UN has a law. Now look at the witness. From United Nations law, you can't keep someone for more than 15 days. Okay, another bomb. Unbelievable. Now, Agabi, the long detention of this gentleman has caused him unhappiness. Witness, I am not aware. Oh, you don't know. An ignorance of law is never an excuse in the court of law. Now, Agabi, are you aware this gentleman has been in detention for 4 years? After the interview, the defendant has become very unhappy and frustrated. Witness, I am not aware. Ignorance of law can never be an excuse in the court of law. Now, Agabi, this prolonged detention is not through a court order. It's not through a court order. Witness, I don't know, my lord. How will you know? And how about as witness? The zoo, Agabi, defendant was arrested in 2015. Witness, I am not aware. I am not aware, my lord. So, the so-called witness who claimed to be a first man, a DSS official, is not even aware when Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, and he claimed to be among those who interrogated him, took a video of him, and confiscated some of his, properties, including his wristwatch. This same witness has shot the DSS in the foot and said that he is not aware. Now he said, witness, I am not aware, my lord. I was not part of the investigation, my lord. You were not part of the investigation, but you were part of those that arrested him. Yet you don't know when he was arrested. And you are here in the zoo. You are in Nigeria, yet you don't know when Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in 2015. Or did they bring you from Kafanchan? Kafanchan is also Nigeria. Did they bring you from Bermuda Triangle to come and testify? Did they bring you from Mars or Jupiter planet to come and testify?
It's the choices you make that set you apart from being good.
So you are living in the world here on earth, even here in the zoo, yet you are not aware that Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in 2015. Unbelievable, the zoo is finished. This very case of Nnamdi Kanu has exposed Nigeria to maximum. I don't know what they are waiting for. They don't get shame. What they are planning to do now is to illegally and cunningly, they want to cunningly put Nnamdi Kanu to prison. That's what they are trying to do. And I'm going to make another record to expose because I have some information. Now, Agabi, do you know some of the charges were dropped? Witness, I do not know. Who brought this person? I do not know. I don't know about the previous charge, my lord. Agabi, following the amendments, several charges have been dropped. Witness, I do not know, my lord. You don't know. Which one you want to know? Agabi, all the charges, only 3 was attributed to the defendant. Witness, I don't know. Awomolu, were you there when this whole thing was happening? Where did you put your face during this moment? Now, Agabi, do you know that the charges were amended 6 days after his arrest/kidnapping? Witness, I am not aware, my lord. Which one? Agabi, in fact, at the time, the charges have been pending in court for 6 years. Witness, I am not aware, my lord. Agabi, from this letter, you become aware of this case. Witness, I am not. Imagine, he doesn't even know the question actually. Agabi asks him, is it from this very letter that you have submitted that you became aware of this case? He still say, I am not aware, my lord. So all the questions are to their cross-examination. He never answered any one of them. Not even one. He only knows one thing. I don't know. I am not aware. Only one word. I am not aware, my lord. Now, Agabi, before you received the directives from your office, were you aware of this matter? Witness, I don't know, my lord. Agabi, in the letter, the AGF, the Attorney General of the Federation, the former one, who happens to be Abubakar Malami, complained about the complaint he had received. What was the response of your office? Witness, I don't know, my lord. He came there to sing a song of I don't know. Agabi, the only investigation you conducted was the video interview. Witness, it was not so, my lord. Ochenjigo lyrics. Then, Agabi, I put it to you. You did not conduct any other interview. Witness, I did, but the dogs are in my office. Hey! Hello, Melo. Everyone in court just laughed out. Why wouldn't they laugh? Because the man is just a fool. He's just a coward. Agabi, after you received the AGF's directives, the charges were again amended. Witness, I am just an investigator. I am not aware of the contents of the charges, my lord. Agabi, in that directives, the AGF already had given you his conclusion. Did you issue report after that investigation? Witness, yes, I did. Kaifuziano. Agabi, I put it to you. That charges remain the same after the directives of the AGF. Witness, I do not know how, my lord. Agabi, now, I put it to you that you were influenced by AGF letter. Witness, no, my lord. Agabi, Southwest governors came together and agreed to form a vigilante group. This is a very, very important question. Let's take that again. Agabi, Southwest governors came together and agreed to form a vigilante group. Very important question because they used to talk about ESN as if it's a crime to form a group of young men to defend themselves against aggression. Now, witness, I am aware the governors did so. Agabi, did you get a letter from AGF to complain about the unalivings of innocent people? A question. And then witness said, I am aware the Southwest governors formed Amoteku. He didn't answer that question. He did not answer that question. Have you seen it? He did not answer the question. The question is, did you get a letter from AGF to complain about the unalivings of innocent people? Because AGF, Abubakar Malami, gave them letter against ESN, which Nnamdi Kanu made public that it is a vigilante group to protect our women and children from being unalived by the Fulani Marudas and Fulani, terrorists who are coming here to unalive our people, to attack our people, stop our mothers from going to their farmlands before ESN was formed. So it was open, it was very clear. But of course, as usual, the Mumu man was unaware. He didn't know. There was no letter obtained. And he didn't even answer the question. And it's within the right of everybody and the people to defend themselves whichever means possible. Now, there's another broadcast which is coming.
All right, lovers of freedom, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You can listen to what is happening. So this is the Intel TV news where you get your legit information, updates regarding what is actually happening in Biafra land, even the court case going on now, and even the war between the Biafra Liberation Army and the Zoo Army of Nigeria. You can still check back our previous videos there. You can understand what we're talking about. You can understand why we, the Intel TV news, we continue to expose these people. Their criminal activities in Southeast, in Biafra land, will be exposed. That is the reason they have been sending request upon request, petition upon petition to Finland, so that Simon Ekpa will be jailed. They are no more talking about the extradition process of Simon Ekpa. Look at what is happening in court. What have this man done wrong? All these procedures you are doing, why didn't you do all these procedures since last three years? This is getting to 5 years now. This man has been in DSS custody, and this is what you are using to waste his time. This is what you are using to waste his time. My people will be sharing a lot of videos today. So if you are just joining us now, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can react to these videos on the comment section. Share your opinion so that we, the Biafrans, will know one or two ways by which we can help ourselves out in this zoo country called Nigeria we are into. Because we must be liberated from the zoo country called Nigeria. You can see how gradually, Tinubu government is sinking. And this is just 2 years of his government. Tinubu still have 6 more years ahead of him. So believe me, if we the Biafrans don't come together now to fight these people, if we the Biafrans don't speak out now, if we don't share all this information to the whole world, so that even the world organizations will realize what is actually happening in the zoo country called Nigeria, a country whereby close to 300 Christians we are being slaughtered by these Fulani headsmen, and the federal government have not even reacted to these things. The federal government, the whole government officials, nobody have paid visit to these so-called Christians that we are killing just. Look at what is happening in Nasarawa. Just the day before yesterday, these Fulani headsmen or this Boko Haram attacked a base in Borno, killing a lot of female soldiers there and cutting away with the arms and well-technical equipped drones. So this is what's happening in the north, and they are moving around, campaigning for 227. When in the north is finished there, so many local governments in the north have been taken over by these bandits. Look at bandits destroying Oho Army base. Oho Army base. They as in Army base, the strongest point in the country. This is what the zoo government called Nigeria has been led to. A country whereby terrorists are no more scared to attack military base, to cut away with military, billions of naira military equipments. It was even confirmed that these people used sophisticated equipment, drones, just to attack this particular zoo country called Nigeria. But where they have the powers and where they have the dignity to shout and make noise is in Biafra land. So that is why we will keep spreading all this information. That is why we will keep talking to make sure that we get liberated from the zoo country called Nigeria. So more videos will be coming, so relax and listen so that you can know what is actually going on in the court, so that you don't go outside and talking without point. This is where you get your legit facts or how the court proceedings are happening, and even in Finland, and how the Finnish authorities have come out to debunk the so-called false statements by the zoo government called Nigeria. And they have said to Nigeria, see, we have our own procedures and we have our own means of investigation. If finally, after our investigation, this man is not a terrorist, or this man have not been linked to any terrorist organization or any terrorist attack, he will be freed because he is a Finnish citizen. So that is it. You can check back our previous videos there. You can understand what we are talking about. Now stay tuned for the main